Everybody, welcome back to Baking with Joy. Tonight we're going to make some cheese wafers. Actually, I got this recipe off of Phyllis Stokes. She died about 4 years ago, and she had the best southern recipes. One Christmas, someone was ordering some cakes for me to make for them, and some Christmas goodies, and they asked me to if I could make some cheese straws, like the bakery sells. And I said I've never made any, but I'm sure I could find a recipe and try it, and I did. And I made Phyllis Stokes cheese lacies, is what she called them, but they're just really cheese crackers or cheese wafers. You can make them into the shape of cheese straws. People have them for parties and special occasions, a lot at Christmas time. But Christmas is over, and I would just like to share this recipe with you. It's very simple. If you just want a little snack, or even maybe you could eat even not just as a snack, but maybe eat them with soup or something. You would want to cook them long enough in the oven to get them like almost a crispy texture. But I'm going to have the recipe, but I'll put the full recipe in the description box. So to start with, to make these cheese wafers or cheese lacies, as Miss Phyllis called them, we're going to start with some all-purpose flour. And in this bowl, I've got 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And to that, I added a pinch of salt right in the center there. And let me just remind you, I am having the recipe, but I will post the full recipe in the description box. Next, we're going to add some cayenne. And since I am having the recipe, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Because these little cheese lacies or wafers have the slightest little kick to it. Imagine if you like the pretty bold kick to it, you could add a little more than that. But now if you were using the full recipe, you would use 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. And this is purely optional. I thought that it might taste good. When I made this recipe before, I did not do this, but I thought I would like to try it. I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And like I said, it is purely optional, because Miss Phyllis's recipe did not call for garlic. Also, Miss Phyllis also used some crumbled bacon, about 1/3 cup, in her cheese wafer recipe. I will not be using bacon in this. You can use crumbled up bacon in it if you prefer, if you like the taste of cheese and bacon. I will not be using it tonight. Now, to this, I'm just going to take my measuring spoon and sort of mix my garlic and cayenne into my flour. Make sure it's mixed up good. Okay. To this, I'm going to be adding 1 stick of softened butter. You do want it soft, so it will come together well. Oops. And I do I have washed my hands before we started, so my hands are clean. And I do want to get all that butter in there. Okay, the full recipe calls for 16 ounces or a pound of sharp cheddar shredded cheese. Now, it would be best to use freshly grated cheese. But I do have the packaged kind, and I will just be using an 8-ounce bag because, again, I am having the recipe. So I do have the sharp cheddar, and that works best in this recipe. If you wanted to use mild cheddar or a different type of cheese, you certainly could. So we're just going to be emptying that whole bag. Okay, so I have 8 ounces of sharp cheddar shredded cheese and 1 stick of softened butter. I had a pinch of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, and it's optional. I added in a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and I have 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And that is all you need to make these cheese lacies, or cheese wafers, as some people call it. Now, you can use your hands to mix your dough up, but to do it quickly, I'm going to be using my hand mixer. So I'm just going to go in real slow and just get all of this mixed up. Cheese, butter, and flour, and my spices. I'm just going to see how it's coming together with the softened butter and cheese. Okay, everybody, I've got that mixed up, and I'm just going to go around and kind of, and if you can see in this bowl, it's just all so very soft. It just forms a soft dough. I've got my oven preheated to 375, and we're going to opt for 15 to 20 minutes to bake these little cheese lacies. Now, you can use a cookie scooper and dip them out, kind of like, you know, scooping out cookie dough. I may go back and just roll them up in my hand too. I have used mixed cheeses. And then, as you can see, I just laid them out on tin foil that you can do parchment paper. Now, what we're gonna do is, okay, everybody. After I scooped them out, I am just rolling them out like this. And I will get me another cookie sheet to put the rest of my dough for my cheese Lacies. And you just smoothing them out here. And then I'm going to show you. Okay, everybody, I got all my little cheese balls scooped out, rolled them up into little balls. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to press them down with one thumb. That will make them into like crackers. Like, I know that you can do that. And just press them down in the center. Okay, I've got all that done. I'm going to fix up another tray of these, and they're going into my oven at 375, and I'm going to opt for 15 to 20 minutes. And when I come back, I'll show you what they look like, and I'll tell you how long I baked them. Okay, everybody, I baked my little cheese Lacies for 20 minutes at 375 degrees. And they cooled for just a bit. And as you can see, they're really nice and uniform in size and shape. And we're just going to give a little test taste here. You see how they hold their shape? They're just like cheese crackers or cheese wafers. We call these cheese Lacies. And these are, you can have these as a snack or with soup because you want them to be crispy like. And as you see, is when we rolled them up into a ball and flattened them out, that was just perfect. So I'm going to give it a taste test. I can tell you that it's real cheesy. It smells real cheesy. Rich, buttery, and cheesy. You see that there, how cheesy? And they're real nice and buttery. These are perfect. I promise you will want more than just one when you taste them. And everybody, I'm glad that I could come to you tonight and share this recipe for cheese Lacies. And I hope you try this recipe. And until next time, this has been Baking with Joy. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. God bless and good night.